Yeah, welcome to Cappuccino Talk. What's up, guys? Back with another one. Welcome back. Thank you for watching, by the way. I really do appreciate it. I'm not doing this for a shitload of views, but if I made 15 videos and had 0 views, it's a little bit discouraging. So I do appreciate the views and the ideas and all that from Augie and the Gary chat. I need to stop shouting that out because in a year maybe people will have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. But anyways, thank you though. I do appreciate it. It is really good. Today I was thinking about a topic, and this is it's a personal thing, and it's a super honest kind of video for me, and I wanted to put this out there because one of the reasons why I make these videos is to help other people who are going through some hard shit, because I'm going through some hard shit right now, and so some of the other videos I've made are political or just silly or whatever the fuck. But this one is a personal one. So I wanted to talk about why I am in the spot that I'm in. So I'm not about to blame anyone or anything. It's a process. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, I'm here because this one guy screwed me over or whatever. No, that's not how things work. So yeah, why I'm in the spot that I'm in. I'm gonna give a little bit of backstory, and then I'm gonna try to focus mostly on the last year. But a little backstory. If you've watched a different video of mine, I told you guys about the jobs I've had and my work experience. To a certain extent, I didn't say everything, but generally the highlights. Now, when I was doing that, my mentality has changed in the last 2 years, and honestly, I've learned more about myself and about other people from watching this political shit go down than anything else. I don't know why, I've just learned so much about people. I am confident around people. I just know what they're thinking. I don't know how that happened or what that means or anything. It's not magical, but it just helped me learn a lot about people, because politics really it's just a debate of personalities, right? So people elect kind of the personality traits, and those personality traits reflect into policies later on, right? So it's kind of a popularity contest. You know what I mean? It really is, even though that's understating it very much. But fundamentally, I believe that's what it is, in a democracy at least, not in a dictatorship, obviously. So anyways, I've also talked a little bit about my depression, but I think I will be able to better kind of sum up just my struggles right now. That's just what I want to talk about, what I'm struggling with right now. I'm not trying to give a fucking biography or a 9-hour long just talk about myself for however long. I want to talk about my struggles. So what I'm struggling with right now is, I gotta say the backstory, because it's just context. So the backstory, I've worked a lot of kind of corporate jobs, and I've learned a lot about what motivates me and where I work best, and where just those things. And yeah, I really don't want to sound like I'm justifying anything, because this is a choice, and whatever choice that I've made, believe me, I've thought about it, and I've thought about the other options, and I've decided this for a certain reason, and that's the whole idea of making this video. I'm really having a tough time spitting it out, to be honest. I thought about it and had it in my head, but to explain it to somebody who is not me I'm finding right now talking about it. It's kind of a tough thing, but we're gonna push through it. I was paid to talk for most of my life, so I should be able to describe this, I think. Yeah, so I pretty much did the status quo. I did what I felt I needed to do, and that being go out and get a girlfriend, go out and get a job, go out and get get an apartment, live on your own, and get a car, and do all that shit. And I did that, and it left me extremely unfulfilled. I was actually much more unhappy while I had those things. I didn't own a property, but I had my own apartment, I had my own car, I had my own job, I had a lot of friends, I had a girlfriend, I had for my age, I was looking pretty good, right? But I was literally the most unhappy that I've ever been in that state, because I don't think that's natural for me, and it might be natural for some other people, but I don't think it's natural for me just based on how I reacted to it. I'm very cautious about overcommitting myself, because I am over ambitious. I am so fucking ambitious that it's like it becomes a negative, because I'm so ambitious, because I just want to do fucking everything right now, all at fucking once, and I'm impatient, and so to kind of carry on the timeline, yeah, in my 20s I did what I thought I was supposed to do, and I did what people told me to do, and that was good. Like, honestly, for the most part, it was a positive thing. I don't blame them for telling me what to do or anything. It's just a part of growing up. I think when you're young, you need to listen to what other people say, and then you will learn enough to be able to start doing things on your own, and that's just the evolution of anything, any animal or any human growing up, right? And I just went through that evolution as far as work goes, and that. So I honestly had to pull myself away from it, because I got into a kind of a bad cycle where after my first sales job, I promised myself I would never do sales again. And then I started working at a car dealership, and then I worked at Xerox doing corporate sales, and then I did 3 other things in sales, and I was just stuck in a rut. And sales is like, I'm so happy that I have that sales experience, because I know that I have a feeling for sales and marketing now. I have, just as anyone would if they went through the same thing that I would. After you work with it for a while, you just learn the little nuances and just the mentality that's a successful mentality. I have to say, I came down with some severe depression and anxiety, and I was not in a good spot. So and what occurred to me, or what I thought of and still do think, is that depression and that anxiety came from me doing sales. And now, to give somebody an idea of what sales is like on a daily basis without having to put them through that, imagine, I don't know, it's really hard to describe, but every day, no matter what the hell's going on, you need to be literally the person with the most energy and the most positivity in the room, no matter at what time of the day, no matter what day, 5 days a week, or whenever you're working. You need to do that. That's what sales is, right? And so maybe I'm not built for sales, and that could very well be true. I have no problem. I would have no problem with that. But why I say that maybe I'm not built for it is because I didn't manage it well. I didn't manage myself well in it, you know. And so what it did was, since you're going every day, and like I said, being the most positive, the most energetic person, like, you don't need to be the most fucking, that would be just weird, but you need to, my definition of a sale is a transfer of enthusiasm. So you need to be enthusiastic about the product, and you need to transfer that enthusiasm to somebody else so that they buy it. And that's, I don't know if there's a better definition for sales, but yeah, so you have to be constantly enthusiastic. And I'm not. I don't think anyone is. Nobody is. It's such an emotionally unnatural job. Especially when you're in a competitive field, like print, like, I know, like, it's so lame, like, I don't really think I'm a fucking businessman or anything, but we're selling printers, and it's a super competitive thing, a lot of markets are, but that especially is, and so because of that, the more competition there is, the more you need to stand out, right? And so the more pressure there is on you to put on a fake persona and kind of be someone, or act like you're not being true to yourself in that moment. That's what I'm getting to. And doing that day in and day out, I completely lost who I was. And how that manifested itself, in my opinion, is through depression and anxiety. And so I wasn't and so because I'd kind of lost myself, I came to this realization. It just fucking scared the shit out of me. Like, I didn't know who the fuck I was. I didn't know who my friends were. I didn't like anybody. I didn't like myself. I didn't like fucking anything. And so that shit was scary, man. And excuse me. So I needed to give that backstory. It's only the backstory. So that brings me into the present. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm honestly so scared of going down that path again, of starting to do something for work or with friends or whatever, where I'm just tunneled into a zone where I can't say no or something, you know what I mean? Where I just don't have control of myself. I just hate that fucking feeling. I can't handle a boss looking over my shoulder while I fucking do the most mundane shit. Like I just can't for a long period of time. I have no idea, like, doing it for a short time is no big deal. I don't give a fuck. I'm applying at all these fucking part-time jobs to be able to fund some of these businesses that I want to start. So I have no issue with that. I have no issue working. It's not that. I don't want to get stuck, because I was stuck in sales and it fucking ruined my life. So I really want to make this video too, because I watched a video before I went on this walk, and it kind of inspired me to make it, but it was of Do It With Dan, and he had been having some trouble with this motorcycle that he was making, and like, you know, if you weren't kind of involved, or well, he's just building a motorcycle, and he was having trouble with it, and the motorcycle was used to film in a TV show or something. I don't know, like, it was like the whole point of it. I watched this video, and he was struggling to get this motorcycle going for 2 years, and he finally got it going. And he went on his first ride, and he was crying during it, and it made me kind of emotional, because it made me realize that feeling is what I've been fighting for so long, and what everybody's really fighting for, right? And I think, like, it made me see kind of my path forward, because I've been really honestly trying every single day to get things going, and I'm slowly getting there, and it honestly seems like nothing's fucking happening. But I have to convince myself that I'm making progress in order to continue, because it's very discouraging trying to start a business with no money, and just trying to make fucking something work, trying to apply for a job to make even a little bit of money. I can't. Nobody will hire me. And you know, I'm not saying I've fucking applied at every single goddamn place in the city, because I have not. You know, there's more that I could do, and I'm not like crying over myself, you know. But it's fucking hard, man. Like, it is hard, and especially for me, like, I don't do well around other people. As weird as that fucking sounds, and especially for somebody who's been in sales for a long time, like, I fucking don't like people generally, and that's such a shitty thing to say. And it's not true, actually. I love people. People are amazing, but I just don't like hanging out with people for too long. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking hang out with these people that you work with, and you're forced to be friends with them when you don't want to be fucking friends with them, and then you're being nice to them when you don't want to be fucking nice to them. And that just literally makes me want to throw up. Like, I can't fucking do that shit. I don't care. I don't care if anyone calls me I'm lazy or I'm spoiled or anything. Like, it is a little bit spoiled, but I just have this thing with my anxiety, and I'm just like, it just makes me unhappy to do that shit. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't want to, and it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me unhappy. There's a difference between uncomfortable and unhappy, and this makes me unhappy. So I gotta say no to it, right? And that's because I have this anxiety, I think. And I don't know, like, I used to get along with people so well, and I used to want to be hanging out with people all the time. And I don't think it's wrong that I don't anymore, to be honest. I really, like, honestly, some of the best times in my life, as weird as this fucking sounds, other than when you're hanging out with, like, close friends, or a girlfriend, or someone that you're like actually fucking close with. Other than those times, I would rather just be alone. You know what I mean? Like, hanging out with acquaintances that, like, you see every 6 months, like, for 2 hours at a coffee, and trying to make small talk and convincing everybody that you're, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it just is fucking stupid to me. I just don't fucking do that. You know, like if it's a real friend and it's a real relationship and it's a real, like, if it's a real thing, then, like, that's just the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? Making friends or having a girlfriend and it being honest and true, and Like, that shit is the best stuff in the world, easily. I just can't do the acquaintance shit. So that's part of the struggle. Another, yeah. I just watched that video with Do It With Dan, and I'm kind of on the cusp of breaking through with one of my I don't know what to call them, my business ideas. I'm like about to get a contract actually tomorrow. There's a chance I might, and that's exciting, and it's also a little bit scary because I've honestly been kind of dealing with this depression and anxiety shit for like a year and a half. I'm living with my parents. Like, it's not a good situation. I'm very, like, every day I get up and I do things to try to get myself out of it. Of course, like, I don't stop. Like, I'm not a lazy person in any way. I don't even watch fucking TV or movies. Like, I only do things where I can learn in them. That's the only, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm not fucking lazy. This is not, you know, this is not just me crying about, like, everybody, you know, people aren't giving me enough stuff. No, I want more than anything to make it on my own. I want more than, like, I don't want people to give me fucking anything. I want to do it legitimately. And doing that is not fucking easy. I have to say, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this without tearing up, but it makes me really sad when I hear of people, even if they're joking. I don't know if they're joking or not, but if people threaten to kill themselves, you know, because I've been there, and it's not something to joke about, you know. And really, like, I'm lucky to be here. I gotta be honest. I really am. And it honestly pisses me off when people threaten to do that, because I've known people, you know, under 20 who have done that. And that shit's the saddest thing in the world. So, honestly, if anybody's out there and they're, like, if I could, like, the point of this video, honestly, is it's a positive point. Because I feel like I'm on the cusp, and I feel like I have momentum in my life, and I feel like things are good, and there's a lot of things that are bad as well, but things have gotten better, a lot better for me. And knowing that I was in that spot, you know, I don't know. Yeah. It's honestly good to get this shit out. Like, I never cry. I've literally, like, in the last 10 years, I've cried, like, 3 times, honestly. So, yeah. This shit is, like, I don't know. Makes you realize, like, or makes me realize that, fuck, I don't know. It's just growing up, really. It's just like kind of, you know, when you're when you're young, everything is fucking good, and everything, you know, for me anyways, I know I'm like very much probably, I'm very lucky to be born where I am, you know what I mean? And I, like, yeah. So, sorry about this. Sorry about this weird fucking video where I'm just emotional, but I really think the message, if I can come up with any message, the message is just, if you're going through a hard time, it'll only make you stronger.
Yeah, thanks for listening to another episode of Cappuccino Talk.